You mentioned about being a Black founder, and since I'm brown and most of my listeners are not Black, help us sensitize to the challenges that a Black founder faces. Are there challenges? How big are the challenges? What are the challenges? Could you sensitize us, please?
Yeah, so there. I mean, there's a number of challenges, but I'm going to talk about just a few specifically. One is there's a lot of gatekeepers in tech in the United States. They want certain founders to get a lot of resources very easily. You know, so it's kind of like, again, if you have certain pedigree and we know your family, and or you were a part of this other company, you know these kind of folks get to like bypass all the hard road, like
Mm,
hence like the paper napkin, right? They could just pretty much write their idea on a paper napkin and get a check. And that's how I feel like if there was a white founder that wrote on a paper napkin what I just told you about Workbnb, that dude would have got a check instantly.
mm,
Instantly. you know wouldn't need traction, wouldn't need clients, wouldn't need a good story. Just like,
mm,
hey, I think that traveling workers matter, and and da 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 da. And
mm,
can you write me a check? So gatekeepers kind of like make these things easier and harder for others. Now,
mm,
here's the other thing that I don't like. What I don't like is what's going on is like a sense of like trust. There's a
mm,
lack of trust. It's kind of
mm,
like, well, I don't know if you're the right founder. I don't know if you can do this. I don't know if you can da 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 da, right? And it's basically like saying, well, you basically just don't trust this demographic in general, maybe the way that we're portrayed in the media or on TV or whatever. So you think we're all the same. And if I'm going to give you this money, you're going to go blow it. You're going to not be responsible. You don't know how to manage money. Da 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 da. And what it does, it creates doubt, a cloud of doubt. So it's
mm.
like when you meet us, it's like, I don't know. I need you to have more traction. I need you to have more of this. I need you to have more customers, more revenue. Well, wait a minute. This founder over here that only has like a fraction of the traction is actually getting the attention. Whereas like us, we have to have like 100 times, and
Mm.
we can barely get a meeting,
Right.
or if we get a meeting, it's like, hey, I think you're too early. You're not ready. And you see it in the numbers and funding. The the numbers don't lie.
Right.
So
So help me understand. So there is this new wave of funding, diversity funding. Okay, so that means they need to have a pool of their funds on the VC's side, which should go to minority founders, to women founders. Is that not happening?
so I mean, if you look at the numbers again, it's kind of like a marketing spin. It's kind of like, hey, yeah, we want to fund underrepresented founders, women founders, BIPOC, whatever you want to call it. Those are marketing terms, by the way. And when you go to apply, you get these rejections. You get these rejections, and I've been rejected by many of them. I got rejected by one called Overlooked Founders. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm an overlooked founder, and I just got overlooked by overlooked founders. You know what I mean? And and it's like, okay, but now I'm at Techstars. Now I'm in the middle of a raise. Now I'm kicking ass and taking names. And it's kind of like, man, like, we really kind of had to like pivot our own funding strategies to get funded. Now, not to say that some founders didn't get funded. I'm not saying that. There
Mm,
are some founders that did get funded, but again, it's not enough,
mm,
and that's where impact investing really is like kind of taking off, which is cool because
mm,
it's like, okay, well, we want to invest in underrepresented founders that are making an impact on society. So
correct.
like Citibank has an impact fund. They came to my demo day. They really liked us. We're doing a follow-up thing, and we may get a check from them. But again, it's like, how long does it take to get a check? It takes like 6-9 months to get checks out here. And then the Silicon Valley Bank thing didn't help at all.
Got it. Yeah.
So, a lot of founders are finding themselves in a situation where it's like, well, how do I survive 6, 9, maybe even longer to get a check, and you'll quickly discover that angels are the fastest check writers, not that it's intentionally fast, because there's still a little bit of relationship building. You got to answer their questions. You got to get to know them. They want to get to know you. They want to know you as a founder. Okay, cool. I actually like that process. Like, I like the process of going to having lunch with them, getting to know them, inviting them over to the house. They get to meet the fam, they get to meet the team. We answer whatever questions they ask. And then, within a week or two, they cut the check. And I'm like, okay, I would rather do this process than beat my head over here with VCs, where it's like, like, good luck.
Yeah. So, but the problem with angel is they would not be willing to go ahead with further rounds where the valuation has already gone up. Angels, by the very meaning, by the very nature, are always in the pre-seed round, right? So
they're typically pre-seed or seed, and yes, they typically want your valuation low. Yeah. But the thing is, they will make exceptions.
Okay.
If they really get a sense of your scalability, they'll be like, wait a minute, you're onto something here. Let me think about it, and that's all you can hope for anyway, is, hey, listen, think about it. Just think about it. Let me know if you're interested, because I got to tell you, one of the most famous angel stories on planet Earth is Gary Vee and Uber. Like,
he let go.
That was his best friend. Like, he was friends with Travis. Travis is like, yo, I got this idea. And he's like, I don't know. That sounds like a rich person's problem. I don't know if that's scalable.
And he rules it till today that he passed on.
He skipped him twice.
Okay.
He skipped him twice. And then, 2 years later, he's in New York. He takes an Uber, and then he realizes, oh, wow, they're actually selling time. That's what they sell. And again, I fall into that category. I'm a company that sells time back to companies. That's what I sell. I sell you time. Right. The time that you waste to find properties, the time that you waste on all this other madness, you get all this time back, which is invaluable. And that's what angels like. They're like, wait a minute, you sell time. Okay. I'll write a check.